I've always loved the trope when people get a video game system for real life, the one in which they start appearing and they gain powers based on their effort put into the system that is effectively telling them what to do. Things like in Solo Leveling, where he is effectively a nobody, someone who is at the bottom class of society, and then he gets this interface that allows him to level up, break his limits, and continue going until he is the best in the world. The reason why I love this trope is because it gives us an idea that it is possible for us to exceed our limits, as long as we know exactly what to do when you have a system that's actually backing us up throughout it. So I started to wonder, what happens if you build the system for yourself? Is it possible to have a system in real life that makes it a video game? Well, that's what this video is about. It's me going through the journey of making that exact system, one which can help us start leveling up our real life, doing the things we know we want to do to achieve the goals we know we can achieve. But before we jump to the end of the whole thing, I need to give a little bit of context as to why this journey actually started. Now, admittedly, I started gaming very young. I started with a Game Boy Color when it first came out, so maybe not first generation, but definitely in the early ranks. And I started seeing the capabilities of these world beyond ours. My addiction to them started making me spend all of my time going, oh, I need to continue pressing this button to do this thing in order to get this result in the game. And yet when I looked at real life, I had nothing that helped me motivate myself to do the tasks I know I need to do. In fact, the ones in real life were definitely more impactful on my overall happiness and joy, yet I could not find the motivation to do them. Yet in a game, I could press the same button to mine the same piece of stone to get the same thing, so that eventually I might get a number that goes from 24 to 25. So it made me start thinking, what is it about that makes us go, oh, I will sacrifice my whole night, get no sleep, and make sure that I don't know exactly how I'm going to be tomorrow, so that I can get this one resource in a game that effectively I'm going to ignore 5-10 years from now and honestly forget that it even existed in the first place. See, this question has always plagued me. The idea of what is it about games that keep us addicted to it? See, I've spent the past decade working in design, animation, and teaching where I'm trying to get someone to go from one place to another. I'm designing an experience, figuring out what they're thinking at this point, and how I can get them to travel all the way over to here. Now in design, this is usually me going, hey, look at this thing, click on this link, buy this thing. In animation, it's look here, feel this way, understand what it means to have a story impact someone. And then in teaching, it was, okay, here's the thing you need to learn. How do I break it down into both the logical parts so you can understand it, but also the why of why you need to understand it, and then take all of that, turn it into a story that actually makes them remember it 10 years in the future when I am no longer relevant to their life. So as someone who has always been focused on developing their own productivity system, when I found Notion, it was like a kid in a candy store. I found all of these bricks that I could put together and go, oh, here is my Lego creation, except it was a productivity system. It helped me track the things I know I needed to track, do the things I know I needed to do, and feel better because I could actually tick it off and go, oh, my mind likes that. That little dopamine hit of me checking a checkbox and making it go, okay, cool, you've done it. There's something there. And so I did. I looked at the task tracking system that I had created and gone, how can I make this feel like a game? How can I make it feel like a quest line where I go, this, and I've done the quest. I feel better, I've leveled up, and now I'm ready for the next task. I made it so that the counter went up every time I completed a task, going from 1 to 2 to 3 to eventually I had hundreds of things. But then I realized there's no motivation to this. It's just a number that goes up when I click something. So I took a step back. I realized that this was a system designed for productivity, but not for people. It was a system that was designed on data and metrics, not how I felt and how I wanted to feel going forward with it. See, earlier in the video, I mentioned that I was teaching for a while. And one of those topics I ended up teaching and lecturing at was video game design. This idea that we can make games and the theory behind it, why it makes them so good, why it makes it so addicting, and why it makes it so that people want to play them more and more and more. Overall, it's the concept of gamification. At a basic level, gamification is the idea of taking video game elements and applying them to real-life situations. I can guarantee if you've worked in any sort of corporate system, you know that there is a gamified element, because it's one of those buzzwords that people like to go, oh, we can make it like a game and people play it more. And yes, there is a theory in that works, but it's so much more than just the checkboxes and leaderboards that people think actually make us want to play more. And that was when I started to develop a theory of how we can turn life into a game. What are the key elements that make us go, oh, that's interesting? And that was when I started researching things like the Octalysis framework. 8 core principles that help derive a video game mentality. What are the core principles that make us go, ooh, I want to play that more, or ooh, I want to act in a certain way according to the rules of this game. And from studying things like this, I started to derive a series of different tasks that you can do in order to start gamifying your real life. The first of these is simply awareness. See, in our lives, if we want to be playing a game of our own, we need to first recognize there are games we are already playing that we are unaware of. We don't know the systems that are being played around us. Because once we actually have an understanding of the games we play, we can jump into the second step. The second being that we need to have a motivation that is greater than ourselves. We need to have something that we're working towards. We need to be the hero that's saving the princess from the monster. We need to have something that derives our actions and gives us a reason as to why we're acting in a certain way. Now, this is going to be a personal journey for everybody. But once you start realizing that when you act in a certain way beyond your own control, you start to realize, oh, I have bigger challenges and therefore I can move more efficiently through these ones with a motivation that makes me go, this is but a stepping stone to the larger thing that I still got to do. By having this motive, we can start to realize the actions that we're taking today and where they're leading us can help us go through all those hardships. That's when we can start jumping into the third step. See, in games, you can't really just go to the end boss. And if you can, it's going to be a hell of a challenge. But there's a system in place that allows you to do certain actions in order to become stronger and make it so it's way more reasonable for you to defeat the final boss at the end. We need to have a leveling system in real life that gives us motivation to continue going forward because we can track our progress. We can go, I'm no longer that level 1 dude that dies to every single random enemy. See, now I'm that level 100 hero that can finally fight that end game boss. So figuring out the metrics that actually are something that you can begin tracking. Those ideas that once we do a certain thing, we get prizes for doing that thing. We are becoming better and we're acknowledging that the efforts we're putting in are making a difference. And once we have a metric we can track, we can actually jump into the fourth step. See, in every game, there's a set of rules that dictate the actions that you can take. If you press this button on your controller, what will your character do? Will that action be something that is beneficial to you or negative to you? If you're playing a racing game, holding down the acceleration is a good thing, unless you're about to hit a barrier. Because the faster you're going, the more damage it's going to do when you hit the wall. That is a hard set rule. You can't just jump through the wall and pretend like it didn't happen. See, once we have these rules, we can understand, oh, there is a track we're going around. Not only am I realizing that the acceleration is a metric that I can track to prove that I'm going faster and faster, moving better and better, but there is also a set of challenges because of the rules set in place. There's winding roads, there is other people potentially playing against you. All of these elements are rules that help dictate the actions you need to take. You need to move fast, you need to follow the track, you need to make sure the other racers are not ahead of you. You need to then understand what they're going to do and act in accordance with it. All of these rules are making up the actions that you then take going forward. See, once we know the rules, we can start devising the different techniques that we can take in order to use those rules to our benefit. We can start realizing, oh, if I start acting in this certain way, I will be rewarded. Whereas if I act in this way, I will be punished. That then brings us to the fifth part. Arguably, this is probably one of the most important steps, but most people don't get it right. The idea that you need to have a character that represents you in a game. And that may seem obvious, but understanding that the character itself needs to be well suited towards your goals. See, you do not want to make someone like Mario jump into Elden Ring. They just wouldn't match up. The different play styles of each of these types of games are incompatible. Yes, Mario can jump high and shoot fireballs, but there's no point in him doing that against a giant boss made of flames itself. Actually, now I think about it, that mod probably exists. The point being, once we know the character that we're trying to play, we can start devising the actions we're going to take. That brings us into the sixth part. See, this is where I tried to start building the system previously. I started going, oh, here are the tasks and quests that I want to be doing, and not realizing there was all of this work beforehand. Because once we have that in place, it's much easier to devise, oh, here is the action I need to take because it's getting rewarded, and from that I can break it down into the tasks. I can go, oh, I want to run a marathon, but I can't just go out and do that. Some people do. I'm not one of those people. So what do I do in order to get to that level 100, to get to that marathon where I'm running it? I need to first understand what I need to do. The research of it. Okay, do I look up what type of shoe I need to wear? Do I look up how long a race is? Do I look up running techniques? All of these aspects are single steps that I can do in order to start filling out that quest. And from all this, I started to think about, what are the main actions that I'm taking? What is the main quest that I'm working towards? If I have a goal, everything that's working towards that is part of a main quest. Everything outside of that is a side quest. Yes, they exist. Yes, they might be able to give you the ability to do better things. So often in life, we're focused on doing nothing but side quests. We put away our main goal because we go, it's not urgent enough. I need to continue doing these menial tasks that are looking like worries. They're looking like things that are important, but at the end of the day, they're not. And with this, I started devising a system. I started defining actions that I could take day to day and feeling motivated because of them. I saw these daily tasks that made me go, oh, if I keep doing this, I'll work towards my main quest that's going to level up my character, and I felt this motivation that I hadn't in a very long time. And then I started showing some friends, and they went, I want that. And I realized, oh, this is not just a problem for me. I knew there were certain triggers in my brain that made me feel like I needed to do something. It made me feel motivated. And then in moments where my friends said, oh my god, I need this for my life, I realized that there was actually another aspect that I hadn't included. An aspect that ended up becoming a hidden step 7. See, it was over 7 months ago when I started showing my friends and realizing that they actually wanted this as well. See, if I like this, my friends like this, then chances are there's going to be other people in the world that could benefit from this, that can start leveling up their own life and start feeling like they can take control of the person they want to be again. And so for the past 7 months, I ended up turning this into a system that other people can have, a product that people can buy and actually use to take control of their own lives. I started building my guild. I started building people who were like me that wanted to achieve things in life. They were using this system and going, hey, here's things that I found. Here is an insight that I have, and things that I completely missed. By having a guild that collectively is moving towards bettering themselves and using this system in a way that I wouldn't think of, I've been able to develop new systems and new understandings of how it works. See, this is a system that is built based on the people using it. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. And it's going to continue being imperfect because that is the journey that it's going on. It's going to continue developing based on the people that are using it. And it's because of that guild system that's helping us understand how to improve it to everyone using it. I can start sharing with you the latest version of the real-life RPG system. When looking at the system at first, you may become overwhelmed with a couple of different aspects. The core aspect that you need to be looking at is this right here. This is actually your avatar, your representation of yourself in this system. It has your levels, it has your gold, it has your experience, it has everything that helps make you a character that is going to be developing through this system. Underneath it, you have some core stats. I call it the prism system. 5 core areas of life that you can start developing in order to achieve a more well-rounded existence. Below that, you can start to see that we have boss battles. We have systems put in place to fight a wide array of enemies. Every day, you're going to be fighting these things, and only by doing your tasks every single day can you start defending yourself and defeating. That then brings us over to the main area, the quests and the tasks that you need to do. See, at the basic level of this system, it is based around your actions in achieving the goals that you want to achieve. See, when you go through and create a quest, there is a system that is put in place to help you devise, okay, here's the important things, here's the not important things. Ideally, you have one main quest at a time. This actually helps you develop a strategy of going, here is my main goal. Everything else around it is not as important as the tasks that are impacting it itself. These are going to be your priority. And from that, you can actually start developing out the tasks themselves. You can go, oh, here is my quest. What are the steps that it takes in order to get through this? All the while, we have a bunch of tutorials put in place to help you understand how to break down your quest, how to break down your tasks into actionable things that you can do day in, day out. These can be one-off things, these can be repeatable habits. This whole system is developed around understanding what you need to do in order to achieve your goals, figuring out what's important, and then rewarding you for doing those things. See, if it's more important, it's going to be shown to you first. It's going to be giving you more experience and gold based on the actions that it takes in order to do it. If you're rewarded for doing the tasks that are important to you, then you will be more likely to do them, helping that psychological distance of understanding what is important in your life. See, if you sit down and you put an importance factor on it, it can feel a little bit disjointed. But if you have a system that's automatically sorting the important tasks to you every single day based on you having already put them in the system, that becomes the quest system that helps you actually achieve the goals you're trying to achieve. Throughout all of this, one of the important factors that I found was that there needs to be something to work towards as well. It can't just be this lofty goal of, oh, I need to do X, Y, and Z so I feel better. It can be a case of, oh, I want to earn a certain amount of gold each week so that I can afford to go hang out with friends. I can afford to go out to that dinner and not feel bad about myself. I can afford to give myself a night off and not feel bad and just be able to play games the way that I used to. So we created the shop, a system that is put in place so that you can actually be going, oh, I want to achieve this, and put that as a reward. Give yourself something to work towards. Likewise, there's also a bunch of items already pre-generated inside of it to help you keep your character healthy. If you take damage, chances are you're going to want to heal yourself. So there's potions, there's shield. There's elements in there that help keep you alive and keep you on track in doing this thing. Because one of the last things that we found is that if there is nothing pushing you towards actually doing your tasks, you're not going to get them done. So this whole system of turning life into a game is exactly what I personally needed in order to achieve that goal. Hopefully this whole system will be something that you may actually find interesting as well, and if that's the case, you can find a link to it in the description down below. See, this whole system is based around me trying to get control back of my life. The idea that I know I can achieve more, and through having a system like this, I can trick my brain into doing the things I know I need to do. And hopefully if you made it this far, that also sounds like you, well then, I might want to reward you a little bit for making it this far. Here, use this code and you'll get 10% off the whole price. And hopefully you come along with this journey. If you do, feel free to contact me. Jump on our Discord, share your journey with us, and hopefully you start leveling up in your own life as well. With all of that said, I have some quests I need to finish, so I'm going to go start leveling up.